Hello and welcome to my class. Students, we have already begun. This is chapter 1 and today we will talk about the chapter 1, that is the second part of this chapter. Here in the last class I have talked about the India, democracy and equality. So today I will talk about the types of inequalities. Now you see in the society how these inequalities are actually seen and how these people are actually following up, and then the other group of the people are actually not allowed, not able to follow up. Either they are belong to the low class or Dalits or tribals. So such kind of people are actually in the society. We don't see that they are getting the opportunities, and most of the time they are victimized and they are deprived of the opportunities. So here inequalities in India are actually based on the religion, race, caste, that is the sex, place of birth, or any of them. So here we have to understand that our, for example, inequality actually here we look at the religion. So you belong to what religion? So if we ask, you belong to what religion? Suppose someone said I belong to Islam, then surely we'll begin the kind of like a clashes, started fighting, started arguing each other, and then the same questions will be asked to the other country also, what religion you belong to. So such kind of questions are actually making the people enraged, very much angry, and then these are actually going to not going to help out for the human progress, but rather it will degrading their morality, degrading their society, and then so many like a crisis will be taking place due to the religion asking questions and all. And then again race, for example, you belong to what type of race, what tribes you belong to, what caste, high caste, low caste, and you belong to the what male, female, then a place of birth, from where you have taken the this like where you have born. So such kind of questions are actually creating the havoc and problem for the society. So here we can find that way. And then see example, the most common form of inequality that exists in the Indian society is the caste system. So this is very common. Caste rigidity is very much strong in India. Yeah, it is right from the Middle East to medieval age onwards. We have seen that these caste systems are actually creating a big gap, big like a havoc for the people. And because of the caste system, many of the groups are actually victimized. Just from the ancient period onwards, we can see that how this group of people, especially tribals, Dalits, are actually suffering due to this caste rigidity that we are following up. And this is another aspect where the people are actually very much looking down on them. So I think you have to understand about it. So the caste system actually divided the society into different groups, and it also dictated the professions that the members of these groups could practice. So today, for example, those who are a sweeper, those who are barber, those who are a cobbler, those who are like a blacksmith, these are all actually considered like a low class activity or the professions, and so that's why they belong to the low class people. It means they are belong to the Dalits. It means Dalits can do such kind of work, and Brahmins cannot do. The middle class cannot do. So these are the things actually have the wrong conception with regard to this equality that we have got. So that's why right from the beginning, this equality was not given the importance. Equality means what? Here, those who belong to the such kind of category, they are servants. They are the animals. So that is the thing we can find. So without being subject to any change, the irreversible nature of this system ensures that some groups were actually treated superior. Some groups are treated superior, while the others were actually seen inferior. Superior, inferior, we can see that is depend upon the powers holding by the group of people. And then the people who were considered inferior by the supporters of the caste system have been actually recognized as the scheduled caste by the Constitution of India. And so today, for example, we are considering the scheduled caste because this group of people are actually not having the power. It means they are not belong to the such kind of powerful groups. So that is the thing, how the wrong conception we have got. And here the caste have actually long been the victims of the discrimination. So because of the this caste system that is existing, and this particular caste system actually making the people to deprive of the opportunities, deprive of the education, deprive of the health care. And here you can see that one term called untouchability. This untouchability is one of the aspects which actually which is experienced by the many of the reformers of that age. So this particular caste system or the discrimination actually making the society more and more like a morally degrading, morally degraded. And so we have to really take it a very serious action on this. So untouchability actually subjected to them to exploitation, and along with the lack of access to education, employment, then healthcare facilities. So all these areas that we see today, that the tribals or the Dalits are actually deprived of. It means they are not given the opportunity, they are not given the chances. So that is how actually the making us to be full in the society. So similarly, there also exist the gender inequalities. So for example, when we speak about the gender inequalities, male and female, either you belong to the whatever caste, but then when we speak about the gender, male and female, it means male is given the more importance. Today in your home, for example, without the permission of your father, nothing is given. Without the permission of the father. But you see, the society in some other countries, when you see, there they don't require the father and mother's permission, is it not? So if it is a means like a right thing, then the what called the boys or the son and daughter may take the decision. So here, wife may not be taking the decision by herself, but the husband's decision is a must here. Husband is a supreme, he is a power holder. So whatever we can see there. So in such a society, you can see that how the male is given importance and how the female is not given the importance. So that is how we can see the inequality in the gender. And females are actually often treated as the weaker gender. So these are another aspect that we can think of. It means we consider women are weak physically, but who is telling that females are weak physically? Suppose, like men, suppose they do the same activity, if they work right from the beginning, from the childhood onwards, you see, they will become just like a man only. Their body structure, their muscle will become very much hard, just like our men. But since from the ground, from the childhood onwards, the girls are actually kept aside and are not given the chances such kind of activity, and so ultimately we consider them the weak, is it not? So these are the things actually we have the wrong conception in the mind. So therefore, in many areas, people actually celebrate the birth of a baby boy, whereas the baby girl is not celebrated. The baby girl is not given the due care. So that is we can see. And whenever there is a baby girl is born, the family is having the long face. They are upset of each other. They are all like a. So the baby girl is not given the due care, and as a result of, the family members are showing their long face and they are so much in a trouble. So that is how we can find in the family. And so here, especially a majority of the women in our country are actually subjected to higher risk of malnutrition. When you speak about the malnutrition, it means what? The woman or the girl child is not given the proper nutrition in the family. Sometimes they are not given the due care because they are girl child. And then again you can find that a woman or girl are actually, when they are sick, then proper care is not done. It may say a lot of look down upon this group of people. So that is we have to understand. So many girls are actually made to drop out from schools to help their mother with like a household work, that is a domestic work, that whatever we have got. That is how the girls are actually dropped out from the school. It means they are not allowed to go to school. So they have to see the domestic home, domestic work activities to be done. looking after the baby, looking after the cow and bulls, and cooking the food at home. So such kind of activities they are engaged in. So that is one of the disadvantage. And then in some families, women are not allowed to go out to work, and in some offices, women are actually considered less responsible, and they paid less than their male colleagues. So this is another disadvantage for the women. It means in spite of having your talents, in spite of having your knowledge and wisdom, in spite of having your skill, technology, either it is a technology wise or skill, but the payment will be given you less. So this is very unfair way of giving the or behaving to the women. So that is we have to understand. So the unequal treatment towards the people denies them the right to equality in the society in terms of status, income, and access to various facilities such as like education, employment, healthcare. These are the areas are very often the women are not given the due care. So that's why we find that these are the things are actually very badly followed in the society, and then as a result of the women are not coming up. Today, for example, any of the country wants to develop, it means both male and female has to be come out with a lot of skills and talents and technologies so that you can implement. Because without this knowledge and skills and technologies, today for example the world will not progress, the country will not progress. So only the male cannot do anything. So girl also should be required. Girl is very much required, so that the work will go on in both from the both side, and then can progress soon. Okay, so these are the things we have to keep in mind. So that's why the discrimination actually here kind of like a degrading the morality of the women, and then morality and the respect of the women. And so here discrimination hurts their respect and dignity as individuals and makes them feel unequal than others in the society. So they feel unequal. So next we have got the area called like equality and the Constitution of India. Now see what does the Constitution of India actually giving us the opportunity, especially on the area of like equality, is it not? So here about the article, for example, article 14 to 18, 14 to 18 of the Indian Constitution, what is speaking here, especially it is recognizing every individual in the country as equal. Today this article 14 to 18 is a, you will get the statement over here, and many things spoken about the male and female. It means how the male and female is equally important in front of the law. So the number one, you have to understand that whether you belong to like a whatever race, whether you belong to whatever caste, whether you belong to whatever the male and female, whether you belong to the whatever places you have born, nothing is going to prevent you from doing so. It means in order to establish equality in the society, there are some of the steps are taken very seriously. So here those are actually this way actually followed. So number one is equality before law. Today when we speak about equal before the law, it means you and me, whether boy or girl, we all of us actually equal before the law. And suppose when we speak of the equal, in the sense we are also not equal before the law. Okay, it means both ways we are not this one. We have to consider both ways the same. So here sometimes we have got a kind of like a proud feeling that I am a boy, so I should be getting the first what called given the first chances. Such kind of things are actually spoken also. So therefore you have to check that whether you belong to the whatever category. So here you have to be the equal before the law. So that's why second part we have to understand that a prohibition of the discrimination. Now prohibition, it means when we bring the discrimination, whether you belong to white, whether you belong to the black, whether you belong to the tribals, whether you belong to the Brahmins, all this discrimination, we have to avoid it, we have to stop it. So here the Constitution of India actually prohibits discrimination on all the forms of the grounds on the basis of like a caste system, class, gender, religion, race, then a place of birth. These are the all areas actually we have to avoid. It means wherever we have born, these are all actually we have to like feel the same. It means we have to follow the same. Then third point we have to speak about, that is equal access to public places and facilities. Now when we speak about the public places, for example, we go to the marketplace, we go to the like public facilities or parks, roads, wells, water drawing and all. Is it not? These are all actually places we get the equal opportunity. It means we are all equal before it. So here no one can say that I belong to the male, I belong to the high class society, therefore I will get the first preference, I will get the opportunity. So that is not correct. So therefore equal access to public places when we speak about, so you have the right to whether you belong to the Dalits, whether you belong to the tribals, whether you belong to the whatever, so you will get the chances of everywhere. The third one, or the fourth one, abolishment of untouchability. Now see, when we speak about the untouchability, these are the practices actually was done in the from the ancient period onwards, especially in medieval age, it was very strongly followed. And this particular area, untouchability, is experienced by the many of the reformers even in the modern age time also. It means this untouchability actually a kind of like a big problem for the especially the poor sections of the people, especially Dalits. Why? Because the water is given to these people from the above, any of the food is given to them from throwing, and they were not allowed to enter to the temple campus, they were not allowed to enter the schools, or if they are allowing also, they will be allowing them to sit in the veranda. So such kind of behaviors that we can see in the society, and we don't look for their talents and wisdom and knowledge. We look for what house they have got, what type of like a behavior. These kind of things are actually given importance in the country like India. So equal, this abolishment of the untouchability should be totally avoided, and then whoever is actually engaging themselves in this area should be punished, should be put in the jail, so that this form of this social evil will be avoided and removed from the society. So in addition to this, the Constitution of India also authorizes the government to take special measure to protect and encourage the advancement of women, children, the scheduled caste, the scheduled tribes, and differently abled people who are actually socially and educationally backward in the society. So that's why special importance are also given in this area. So students, now you should understand that how that we belong to this society, how we can be having the small mind in this regard, especially when we speak about, or when we use the untouchability formation, when we speak about the inequalities, when the women are not given, girls are not given opportunity, and many at times boys are giving the opportunity, and then many at times parents are also giving the opportunity to the boys only rather than the girls. Girls are not allowed at all. The girls are always at home, girls are always kept aside. Then how the society will develop? So society development takes place not only with the power of the man or the boy, but then it is equally there should be associated with men, the women also, so that the society can grow up. So all these areas you have to keep in mind, and then you read this particular portion, especially page number 216 to 217, and you get the proper knowledge to know about it. So in the next class I will talk about the equality and the government and a midday meal scheme, followed by many other topics. Okay, so thank you and have a great day ahead.